and welcome or welcome back. This practice is for those days or those mornings when you just want to open up across the front of your body and just open up for your day. All you need is some mat space or a blanket to practice on. So let's begin. If it's possible for you to sit on your heels like this, then let's sit on our heels. If that doesn't feel good for you, you can also sit cross-legged. We're just going to drop in for a moment. Feel your pelvis resting heavy on your feet or on the ground. Maybe closing down the eyes. Let's flip the palms up and open, a gesture of openness. And start to feel the sensations of the breath. And let's take a really big breath in and exhale through the mouth. And again, a really big breath in and out through the mouth. And one more time, inhale and let it go. We'll slowly from here make our way into a child's pose. So sitting on your heels, let's separate the knees about mat width apart. Plant the palms forward, then start to walk the hands forward and your chest or your forehead toward the ground. Now you can also support your head with something. If you don't quite make it all the way down, that's okay. Maybe closing the eyes here, just giving the mind a little rest and a chance to turn inward. As we open up the back body and start to soften through the hips. So this is your practice, and you're invited to breathe in any way that feels really supportive for you. Just make sure that however you're breathing, it feels easy, and the breath flows continuously. And feel free to stay here, just in the middle, in some stillness for a few more breaths. Or we can turn this into a side bend, walking our palms over to the left and opening up a bit more through the right ribs, the right shoulder. Walk the palms back through center, growing a little longer, and then over to the right. Beautiful. And walking the hands back through center. Give yourself a nice little lengthening out here through your center. And start to walk your hands under your shoulders and slowly walk yourself up to sit. Nice. So coming off of our knees and ankles here, let's come into tabletop pose. And in our tabletop, just stacking nice and square, feeling strong. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And we'll stretch one leg back. You can keep the toes on the mat, or you can lift that leg, lift those toes, and roll through the ankle a few times. One direction, and then reverse. Good. If your toes are lifted, let's bring them back down and just gently rock forward and back through that ankle. Just warming up the body this morning or for the rest of your day. Good. We'll ground that knee and just switch legs. So extending your other leg back. Again, stay here with the toes down or lift those toes and circle them around a few times in one direction. And then switch. Beautiful. We'll place the toes back down and gently rock forward and back. Awesome. Grounding that knee back to our table. Let's take a big breath in and lift our right arm up toward the sky. And then weave that right arm under the left one for our thread the needle. So coming right down onto that shoulder. Your left arm can extend overhead here, or whatever position feels good for that left arm, left hand. We'll be here a little more than a few breaths. About 1 minute or so. So just breathe. Stay nice and grounded through your shins, your feet. Beautiful. Enjoy a couple more breaths here. Now if that left arm's extended, let's plant that palm. Press into your hand and unwind all the way back up. And plant that right hand. Nice. Right to the other side. Take a big breath in as the left arm sweeps open, and then we'll weave it under. Coming down onto your shoulder, and maybe extending right arm overhead here. Keep your neck nice and relaxed, and let the weight of this pose settle into the shoulder. We'll plant that right palm again. Press into it strongly and unwind yourself all the way back up. And plant both palms. Nice. Okay, so coming into the hips a little bit more here. Let's step the left foot forward, coming into our dragon pose. So we want our front knee to be over the ankle, and then slide your back leg back until you feel a nice opening in the hips and in the groins here. So you take this to whatever degree feels sustainable for you. Keeping our hips and all our muscles in our legs pretty relaxed. Just let your arms hold you. And send a little breath through your belly here. Feel free to close your eyes. And as you settle into this shape, if you feel really open in this direction, you can lower down onto the forearms. I'm going to stay up here on the palms today. Now I'll give you another option here. Take it or leave it. You can, if you'd like to play with a little twisted dragon, you can roll onto the outside edge of that front foot so that knee drops open a bit, creating a little more space in that hip and groin. And you can place your hand on your inner knee, inner thigh here, and gently rotate your chest open. Again, you take this to whatever degree is for you today. And if you try it and you don't like it, you just reverse, come out. Beautiful. Keep the breath flowing. We're almost done. Nice. So if you twisted your dragon, first just bring that left hand back to the mat. Keep that foot open and just enjoy that for a few more breaths. You're really settling into that hip. And then we'll plant that left foot flat again. And very slowly here, come back to the palms if you lowered. And we'll move the hips back in space. Just start to extend that front leg. Flex that foot. And just enjoy a little release here. You can crawl your fingers forward and give your back a nice little stretch as you either look forward or look down at your mat. Nice. Okay, now we'll carefully bend back into that left knee, that front knee, and step it back next to your other leg. Coming off the shoulders for a couple breaths here. You can sit on your heels or have a seat right on your glutes and just release. Notice how you feel. Notice how you're breathing. And let's take a really big breath together. Letting it go. And before we move on to the other side, you might like to roll your wrists a little bit. Give your wrists some love. Rolling one direction and then the other. Okay. So let's come right over to the other side here. So now step your right foot forward, or whichever leg you didn't do. Right foot forward and slide your other leg back until you feel, again, a nice opening, some sensation there in the hips, in the groins. And we just settle in this shape, taking our time, slowly easing open. There is nowhere that you need to be. So this shape not only opens and softens the hips, but it also creates a little strength in our shoulders, which builds our stamina and energizes us. But if you feel a little too much energy building, you can always exhale through your mouth and let it go. Now, if you're really open in this direction, you might come down onto your forearms. And if you did it on the first side, we can play with rolling onto the outer edge of that front foot, creating a little more space in that hip. And maybe bringing our hand to the inner knee or inner thigh and gently rotating the chest open. So you're rotating toward that front leg, creating this beautiful twist and deep opening through the hip. And just let this be easy. This is a yin shape, so we're not pushing, we're not forcing, we're allowing, we're enjoying, and we're opening at the pace of our bodies. Nice. So if you're twisted, let's first just plant that right palm again, keeping that right knee open, that right foot open for a few more breaths here. And then gently plant that right foot, take your time. And if you lower down onto your forearms, let's come back up onto the palms. And let's slowly, slowly make our way back, extending that front leg, flex the foot. So we want to lengthen the spine here, lengthening forward, crawling those fingers forward if there's room. And then looking forward or looking down for a few breaths, stretching at the back. Beautiful. Then bend back into that right knee, plant the foot, and gently step it back next to your other foot, having a seat. Let's pause again for a couple breaths. Notice how you feel. So our final yin shape here for class. We're coming into a camel pose. So this is a nice big opener here, and as always, you're gonna take this to whatever degree suits you today, and I'll give you some options. So first, let's just tuck the toes under and give those toes a little stretch here. Then for our camel pose, we're gonna open the hips and the chest forward and up. So we'll bring our hands to our heels. Then when you're ready, start to press your hips forward, opening your hips, opening your chest, coming into your camel to whatever degree feels good for you. And we'll take a few breaths here. Opening to our day. And then to unwind, we're going to bring our seat back toward our heels and release. Notice how you feel, and we'll do that one more time. Sometimes we need a round just to get a sense of where we're going, and then round two, we get to really be there. So for this round, if you feel you have some space, you can untuck your toes and start with the tops of the feet on the mat. So let's hold on to our heels again. And when you're ready, lift your hips, press your hips open and forward, lift your chest, open up and back. This is a really big opener, so stay strong through your legs. Draw your navel back and in toward your spine and breathe. Enjoy. You're only here for a couple of breaths. Good. Now if your head is back, let's look forward. Gently sit back onto your heels. And release. And let's round the back forward, coming back to our child's pose. To release that, you might like to make a pillow with your hands and just round your spine. You can also bring your arms back alongside your body. Beautiful. So feel free to stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, we'll plant the palms and slowly roll up to sit. And let's swing the legs forward, coming to sit right on your glutes. And carefully rolling down onto your back. And we'll end our practice here, lying on the back in Shavasana. So if it feels good for you, we can extend your legs out long. You can rest your palms on your lower belly, or after all of that shoulder work, if you'd like to open up across your chest and shoulders, you can bring the arms up alongside your head. Closing the eyes here, softening your breath, softening your whole body. The muscles around your eyes, the muscles in your cheeks, your jaw, through your whole head. After your rest, let's come back to the breath. Enjoy a few deeper breaths. Breathing into the belly, into the heart, and letting it go. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, give yourself a nice long stretch. And then bend one knee at a time, planting your feet. And hug your knees into your chest. When you're ready, rolling over onto your side, let's pause here and just take a moment to visualize where you might be going from here and how you might love to go there. Setting an intention for the rest of your day. And then we'll slowly press up and come to a comfortable, maybe cross-legged seat, any comfortable seat to finish our practice. Let's take a nice deep breath in and let it go. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart, bowing our head in gratitude. So thank you so much for moving through this practice with me today. I hope you feel a little more open, maybe energized and ready for the rest of your day. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you love practices like these, or visit me at innerswim.com for more in-depth offerings, especially for women, women's health, and sensitive souls. I have loads of resources on Innerswim. I have a membership for highly sensitive women, women looking to connect more with the wisdom of their bodies, of their cycles, their wombs, and so much more. There's also a free Yoga Nidra grounding ritual, a ritual to help you connect with your intuitive flow on Innerswim. I'll leave a link to that down below in the description. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.